I spent my childhood protecting my little sister from our parents. Now she hates me. I, 28 grew up in what people politely call a complicated household. But if I'm honest, it was a mess. A rotting, screaming, soul-breaking disaster of a home. My parents were never bad enough for CPS, but just enough to ruin us emotionally. Alcohol, gaslighting, cold shoulders, yelling matches, broken plates, emotional manipulation, that was my daily life. But the real tragedy? My little sister, Eliza. Eliza was born when I was 7. I still remember the night my mom brought her home. She was red-faced and tiny, and I promised myself I would protect her from everything. I just didn't realize how much protecting I'd have to do. Mom, the narcissist. My mother was what I now recognize as a textbook narcissist. Everything was always about her. If she was in a good mood, she was the best mom ever. She'd bake cookies, play music, laugh like a teenager. But the moment something went wrong, she turned cruel. She called me names. Lazy. Ungrateful. Stupid. Said I ruined her body. That I'd never amount to anything. She never hit me, but honestly, the silence was worse. She would go days without speaking to me if I upset her. Weeks, sometimes. Eliza was her princess. But even that was twisted. She would dress her like a doll and parade her around, but the second Eliza cried or said, "No," Mom snapped. I saw my sister get shaken, locked in her room, ignored. I would sneak food to her, read her bedtime stories under the door, sing to her when she cried. I was 10 years old, learning how to shield a toddler from the worst parts of our parents. Dad, the ghost. My father was there. Physically. Emotionally. Gone. He'd come home from work, crack a beer, and turn on the TV. He never yelled. Never touched us. Never helped either. He let Mom do whatever she wanted. I begged him to step in once when Mom screamed at Eliza for spilling juice. He didn't look away from the TV. Just said, "She's had a rough day." No one ever asked how we were doing. Middle school. By the time I was 13, I was basically Eliza's third parent. I packed her lunch, made sure she brushed her teeth, helped with homework. I missed sleepovers and field trips just so I could be home in case something happened. Mom would punish Eliza for imaginary crimes. One time, she grounded her for 2 weeks because a teacher said she talked too much. Another time, she cut off her long hair as punishment for vanity. I tried to fight back. Once, I shouted at Mom and said, "You are the problem, not her." She slapped me across the face and grounded me for a month. Took my door off the hinges. Told Dad I was losing it. That night I slept in front of Eliza's door like a guard dog. High school and escape. At 17, I finally snapped. After a huge fight, I packed a bag, took the spare house key, and told Eliza I'd be back for her. I moved in with a friend's family and finished high school while working part-time. I called Eliza every day. Visited when I could. Brought her books, toys, anything to make her smile. Our bond stayed strong, or so I thought. At 19, I took her with me. Mom tried to stop it, but Eliza was legally allowed to choose. She moved in with me to go to college. I helped her apply for scholarships, bought her a bike, cooked her favorite meals. For the first time in our lives, it felt like we were safe. Then everything changed. It started slowly. Eliza got distant. Shorter replies. More time out with new friends. I figured she was just growing up, becoming independent. Then she started defending Mom. "She's changed," Eliza said. "You never give her credit." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "She's sick," I replied. "You think people like that change overnight?" She called me bitter. Controlling. Said I was trying to keep her, trapped in the past. One night, she came home from a visit and said, "Mom says you used to make stuff up about her. That you lied to get attention." That broke me. Now. It's been 6 months since we spoke. Eliza moved out. Blocked me on everything. I've tried. I sent letters, emails. Nothing dramatic, just love. Just, "I'm still here if you need me." No reply. Mom, of course, posts smiling photos of the two of them on Facebook. Cooking together. Shopping. Like we were never at war. Like the woman who destroyed our childhood is suddenly a loving mother of the year. I want to scream. I gave up my life to protect her. I lived in chaos so she could have some peace. I sacrificed everything, and now I'm the villain. Why I'm writing this? Because I'm tired of pretending I'm okay. Because I don't know if I did the right thing. Because part of me still wonders, what if Mom did change? What if I really am just holding on to trauma that no longer exists? But the bigger part of me knows this. When no one else protected her, I did. And I'd do it again, even if it ends like this. 1 year after she cut me off, my sister showed up at my door in tears. It's been almost a year since Eliza blocked me on everything. I had just about given up hope. I stopped checking her Instagram. I even deleted the contact I used to stare at every night, wondering if I should send just one more message. Then last week, she came back. The knock. It was a Thursday evening. I'd just gotten off work. I was microwaving leftovers when someone knocked at the door. It wasn't aggressive, just hesitant. Soft. I opened it and nearly dropped the plate in my hand. Eliza was standing there. Hair messy. Eyes red. Cheeks blotchy from crying. She looked nothing like the composed, polished version of herself she'd become over the past few years. She didn't say anything for a full 10 seconds. Then she whispered, "Can I come in?" Breaking the silence. We sat at the kitchen table. I made tea, more out of muscle memory than anything. She didn't touch hers. "I'm sorry," she said. I didn't know how to respond. I think part of me had rehearsed this moment 100 different ways, yelling, crying, slamming the door, but in reality, I just felt numb. I believed her, she continued. I believed everything she said. That you were bitter. Controlling. That you exaggerated everything. I nodded. I'd heard those words in my own head so many times, I stopped trying to argue with them. She looked up at me with swollen eyes and said, "She started doing it again. The truth comes back. Apparently, things were good with Mom, at first. She baked. She gave Eliza her old jewelry. She even apologized for being too harsh back then. Then slowly, the mask slipped. The guilt trip started first. You only visit when you want something. Then the manipulation. I gave up everything for you. Then, out of nowhere, accusations, you're just like your brother. Selfish. Ungrateful. She threw a plate at me last week, Eliza said quietly. I told her I wanted to move out, and she lost it. I felt my chest tighten. I'm sorry, she repeated, this time choking back sobs. You tried to protect me, and I chose her over you. I was stupid. I didn't want to believe she could still be that way. Healing starts ugly. I told her I forgave her, because I did. But forgiveness doesn't erase the pain. She stayed the night. Slept on the couch like we used to do during storms when we were kids, whispering about how we'd run away and live in a treehouse. The next morning, she asked if she could move back in temporarily. I said yes. Of course I said yes. But it's not like it used to be. There's space between us now, emotional scar tissue that wasn't there before. I catch myself second-guessing everything. does she really trust me now? Will she leave again? But I'm trying. We both are. Now. Some days are hard. She's in therapy now. I'm thinking about starting, too. We cook together again. I taught her how to fix the faucet. She helped me repaint the living room. The other day she handed me a small box. Inside was an old photo of us, from when I was maybe 12 and she was 5. We were sitting on the curb eating popsicles, smiling. I kept this all these years, she said. Even when I was mad at you. I couldn't throw it away. I didn't say anything. I just hugged her. I don't know where we go from here. But for the first time in a long time, I think we're both finally becoming free. Not from each other, but from her. Mom found out Eliza moved back in with me. Now she's trying to destroy both of us. It didn't take long. 2 weeks after Eliza moved in, the texts started. At first, they were just guilt trips. You'll regret turning your back on your mother. Funny how you forgot who paid for your braces and ballet lessons. Then came the calls. We ignored them. I blocked her. Eliza changed her number. Then she started messaging our relatives. Her sisters. Cousins. Even old neighbors. Suddenly, we were ungrateful monsters, abusive, brainwashed. One of my aunts even emailed me, asking, "What did you do to your mother?" She's been crying for days. I didn't reply. I've played this game before. But Eliza? She wasn't ready. The panic attack. She got a DM from an old high school friend. Someone her mother must have reached out to. Your brother's got you isolated, huh? Your mom is really worried. I heard he hit her once. Is that true? Eliza completely shut down. Started crying uncontrollably, shaking. She couldn't breathe. I sat on the floor with her, holding her hand, whispering the same words I used to when she was little. You're safe. You're home. She can't hurt you anymore. But the damage had been done. She's making me look crazy, Eliza sobbed. She's turning everyone against me. The legal threat. Then the envelope arrived. A formal cease and desist letter, signed by some lawyer Mom hired. Accusing me of defamation, harassment, manipulative control over Eliza. It demanded I return her daughter to her rightful residence or face legal action. I laughed out loud at first. Then I got scared. I took the letter to a real lawyer, someone who specializes in family trauma cases. She looked at it and said something that hit me like a brick. She's not trying to win. She's trying to punish. Our lawyer filed a restraining order against Mom the next day. The court date is coming soon. Family turns their backs. At least 4 relatives have blocked me. An uncle wrote in a group chat. It's time to let the past go. She's your mother. But they didn't grow up in our house. They saw the Christmas cards and Sunday dresses. They didn't see the nights we went to bed hungry because Mom forgot groceries, or the way she laughed when I cried. I used to care what they thought. Now I just want peace. But there's hope. Eliza's therapist said something beautiful the other day. She told Eliza. Sometimes, the healthiest thing you can do is disappoint the person who wants to control you. We're building our own lives now. We got a new couch, one we picked out together. Eliza started painting again. I bought her an easel for her birthday. We have inside jokes. Late night coffee. A playlist we call Survival Mode, Sister Edition. We laugh again. And when the sadness creeps in, and it still does, we face it together. Final thoughts. I don't know what the court will decide. I don't know if our family will ever believe us. But I do know this. My sister came back. She saw the truth for herself. And even though the past still haunts us, we're no longer living in it. We're healing, not perfectly, but honestly. And that's more than I ever thought possible. The court hearing was yesterday. My mother tried one last trick, but the truth finally came out. It finally happened. Yesterday was the court hearing for the restraining order. I barely slept the night before. Eliza didn't sleep at all. We were both quiet on the drive to the courthouse, clutching coffees neither of us drank. My lawyer told me to expect gaslighting, tears, manipulation, and she wasn't wrong. But nothing prepared me for what my mother brought to the table. The performance. Mom walked in dressed like she was attending a funeral. Black dress, pearls, veil. Actual veil. She didn't look at us. She clutched a handkerchief like it was a weapon, dabbing dry eyes every 30 seconds. Her lawyer read a statement. My client is a grieving, heartbroken mother who only wants to reconnect with her estranged daughter. She fears her son has poisoned Eliza's mind, cut off all family ties, and isolated her. They said I was emotionally unstable. Controlling. That I'd erased her from Eliza's life. Then Mom asked to speak. The monologue. She stood. Shaky voice. Tears. Trembling hands. She looked directly at the judge and said, I don't know where I went wrong. I loved my children. I still love them. All I've ever wanted is to be part of their lives again. My son, he hates me. He's punishing me for mistakes I made years ago. Then she looked at us. And for a split second, her mask slipped. Her lips curled just slightly. It was the same look she used to give me as a kid, right before grounding me for being disrespectful. Eliza's hand clenched in mine under the table. Our turn. My lawyer spoke calmly, professionally. She showed text messages, emails, the fake cease and desist letter, screenshots of Mom's smears online. Then Eliza asked to speak. She stood up. No tears. No drama. Just quiet, raw honesty. She hurt us, she said. For years. And when I finally gave her another chance, she turned on me again. She didn't just fail as a mother, she weaponized our love against us. Then she looked at the judge and said something I'll never forget. I'm not scared of her anymore. But I don't want her in my life. I want to be free. The verdict. The judge ruled in our favor. Restraining order granted. No contact for 12 months. No online harassment. No third-party contact. Mom didn't cry. She just glared. That same cold, hateful look I saw 100 times as a kid. But she didn't say a word as she walked out of the courtroom. It was over. Aftermath. Eliza broke down sobbing in the parking lot. I just held her. Neither of us said anything. We didn't need to. That night we ordered pizza, watched cartoons, and fell asleep on the couch like we used to when the world felt too big. I woke up to her murmuring in her sleep. I'm safe now. Yeah. She is. We both are. Moving forward. We're not perfect. We still jump at certain tones. Loud noises make us flinch. Certain smells, like vanilla perfume or cigarette smoke, send us spiraling. But we're healing. Together. Last week, we framed that childhood photo she saved. The one of us eating popsicles on the curb. It's hanging in the hallway now. Every time I walk past it, I smile. Not because it's a happy memory. But because we survived it. A year after we cut her off, our mother is dying. She wants to see us. I don't know if we should go. It's been almost a year since the restraining order was granted. In that time, Eliza and I have built something close to a life. Not perfect, but real. There are still moments, nightmares, panic attacks, the smell of cheap perfume sending us into silence, but we're stronger now. We've painted every room in the apartment. We host friends. We laugh without checking who's listening. We've even started saying it out loud. We were abused. Not to get pity. Not for attention. Just, to name it. To take the shame away. And then, last week, everything cracked open again. The call. It came from my aunt, the only relative who never fully took sides. She called, quietly, and said, "Your mother's in the hospital. Liver failure. It's not good." Apparently, she collapsed in her apartment. She hadn't been eating. Drinking again. Refused help. She's in a hospice wing now. The doctors say it could be days. She's asking for you and Eliza, my aunt said. Begging, actually. I didn't respond. Just stared at the wall for a long time. Then she added. I'm not saying forgive her. Just, you might regret not saying goodbye. Eliza's reaction. When I told Eliza, she went completely silent. Then she whispered, why now? I didn't have an answer. We talked late into the night. She paced. I sat. Neither of us could sleep. I don't owe her anything, she said. She tormented us, lied about us, tried to ruin us. And now we're supposed to come running because she's dying. I know, I said. But what if we don't go, she continued, and I wonder for the rest of my life what she would have said. There it was. The same question I'd been asking myself. The visit. We went. Not because we forgave her. Not because she deserved it. But because we wanted to be sure. That we weren't carrying any more what-ifs than we already do. She was smaller than I remembered. Pale. Hooked up to machines. She looked older than her age, tired in a way that wasn't just physical. When she saw us, she started crying. Eliza stayed near the door. I stood at the foot of the bed. She tried to speak. Her voice was raw. I didn't know how to be a mother, she said. I was so angry, all the time. I thought I was doing what my mother did. I thought it was normal. I didn't say anything. She reached for Eliza. I never stopped loving you. Either of you. Eliza didn't move. The goodbye. We didn't stay long. There was no grand apology. No magic words. Just a sick woman trying to rewrite the ending of a story she spent decades destroying. Before we left, I said one thing. We survived you. That's what matters. She nodded. Maybe out of understanding. Maybe just from exhaustion. We walked out, and this time. We didn't look back. Now. She died 2 days later. My aunt texted us. Said there would be no funeral, just a cremation and some paperwork. No one asked us to attend. No one expected us to cry. We didn't. But we did sit quietly that night. Lit a candle. Not for her, for us. For the kids we used to be. The ones who lived in fear, but never stopped loving. Eliza put on that old playlist, Survival Mode, Sister Edition. And for the first time, it didn't feel like survival. It felt like living. Closure isn't clean. People ask about closure like it's a door you walk through. But it's not. It's 100 little moments, choosing not to text. Choosing to laugh. Choosing to feel guilt and relief and not let either consume you. We didn't forgive her. But we let her go. And somehow, that's enough.